self-confidence and personal growth. Now we do have some amazing Master of Ceremonies. She really amazed all of us last session when she was debating. And hopefully you didn't miss the cross-examination with her husband. She is in a Toastmasters for 2 years now. She is an educator by profession, and she loves to read about natural remedies. And it is the newly acquired hobby after the lockdown. So interesting. We would love to know more about it. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, please welcome with me the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Tasneem Akbar.
Thank you, DTM Ola, for such a kind words. Thank you very much. I'm sure you all know DTM Ola. For those who don't know DTM Ola, let me tell you something about her. She is an amazing and dynamic speaker. At the same time, she's been awarded the Best Toastmaster of the Year 2016-2017. Personally, and she has been a part of a DTAC also from Kuwait. Personally, I would tell her whenever DTM Ola volunteers for a table topic, I do not take part because I know I cannot beat her because she's so good in impromptu speech. That's always been like, I have to take a back seat. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again for our thrilling and exciting debate, the Elite Debater, debate number 3. So every day our debate gets better and better. The notch gets higher and higher. So are you all ready? So tighten your seatbelts, everyone. And let's zoom in for the third debate. Oh, I think I'm forgetting something. Yes. How can we go without the pilot? We can't. So let me welcome our President Toastmaster Anwar Adam. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Anwar Adam to commence the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster of Ceremony, Tasneem. For a minute, I thought, is this the first time she's doing? So maybe she missed me. They are going to start the debate right away. So thank you for giving me the time. I welcome each and everyone from different parts of the world who has joined us today. We have already done the networking and it was glad to see all the guests. We are really privileged and thankful to all of you who have joined us. Now, for all the members and all those who are willing to join and the guests who have joined us for the very first time, let me give you a brief insight into our club vision. We started this year with these 4 principles, which is focus on our club members, their debating skills and overall experience, train and build new leaders for the club to carry the legacy, make Elite Debaters as a home club for the members, and finally, make Elite Debater a standard for other debate clubs to follow. With this in mind, we introduced the first thing, which is the Elite Debaters Championship. Like the immediate past district director who's here with us, Robin Anand, he witnessed us debating and he was surprised to see that we are still debating and started off debating right from the new term. The reason we're doing this is not a showcase of debate, but a platform for our members to excel and to come at the top-notch debaters. So this debate is not a showcase, but it is truly a platform for our members to grow and showcase their skill and learn. Now for today, every meeting we introduce something new, like what we did in the starting of the term where we introduced the Elite Debaters Championship, where we divided our club members into 2 core groups and each one of them are debating. Now, apart from that, I promise there is a surprise element this meeting, and which is we are officially launching the Elite Debaters members speech room. So no more waiting. And the stage is all yours, Elite Debaters. Now, what is the speech room? We being Elite Debaters, we focus mostly on the debating skills. But when a member has a speech ready, or he or she wants to excel as table topics or evaluations, we are introduced the speech room. a room which is open for each and every member at any time. You request for it, we open the room where a bunch of people meet with certain interests and evaluate and help you guide and build your dreams in your Toastmaster journey. So officially, today we are opening the room for all our members and all those who want to take advantage to complete your speeches, to get better with your skills. Contact our VP Education, who is more than happy to schedule the meetings for you. Now, my final act of action today is to officially open today's meeting. I officially announce the debate number 3 open. Thank you and enjoy today's evening. Over to you, Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Tasneem.
Thank you, President Anwar Adam. Before we plunge into our debate session, let me invite Toastmaster Annaji Shekhar for an opening address. Toastmaster Annaji Shekhar has been associated with Toastmaster for about 7 years. He's an operational manager in an investment company. Toastmaster Annaji has held many positions in the club level. Currently, he's a logistic manager, District 20. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Toastmaster Annaji Shekhar.
Hi, good evening, everybody. How are you? Many of the members I'm seeing after long time. It's my pleasure to have been associated with Toastmasters and a privilege to attend today's meeting. Why debate is needed when the Toastmasters platform is there? Life is not a path of roses. It's a roller coaster. Sometimes we have to encounter somebody. We have to discuss something. We have to negotiate. The debate clubs will give an opportunity to negotiate better and better with the day-to-day life. But I request our debaters, it's a lighter note, put a quotation stating that this is happening under the moderator supervision, so don't practice it in front of your wife. Apart from that, everything is fine. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Annaji Shekhar. Thank you very much. A competition is never complete without a judge. And for today's debate competition, let me talk to you, share a few words about our Chief Judge, DTM Wafa Salman. DTM Wafa Salman works at ACK, Australian College. DTM Wafa has been a part of Toastmaster fraternity for the past 9 years and has been awarded the title of DTM twice. She has been District 20 Director 2019-2020. Her motto in life is, what goes around, comes around. I completely believe in her motto. DTM Wafa Salman, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and debaters and guests. Few words I will say about the judging, the debate. Debate is an amazing experience that we will all learn from. I'm learning, you're learning, and we are growing together. As a chief judge today, just I want to add one more thing, is if there is a disconnection for any of the debaters, I will wait. I will tell the timer to stop the timing, and I will wait for a couple of minutes. And then if within 2-3 minutes that person did not come in, then I have to continue the debate without that person. There is no protest about that, but I'm just telling the people how I will behave with the disconnection. Good luck for the debaters, and back to you, MC.
Thank you, DTM Wafa Salman. Now let's introduce our role players. The key role players for today are Our ballot counter, DTM Abir Nohid and DTM Rohina Akhil. Our timer for today are DTM Alan Paul, timer number 1, and DTM Pramukh Bose. Thank you. Our host for today is Toastmaster Sham Sundar, and the co-host is DTM Noor Mohammed. And last but not least, our debate moderator, our own VP Ed, DTM Ram Kumar. DTM Ram Kumar has started his journey as a Toastmaster 4 years back and has achieved a lot in a short span of time. The most recent being awarded the Best Division Director, DTAC 2020. He anticipates challenge and has passion and zeal for learning new skills. Over to DTM Ram Kumar, our debate moderator.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Tasneem Akbar, for the kind introduction.
Ram, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Would you please make sure regarding your connection, because it was breaking at the beginning? So just make sure. Would you speak again?
Mic testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, mic check, 1, 2, 3, DTM Ola Rashidi, Chief Sergeant at Arms. Am I loud and clear?
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, now you
Am I
are
good to go?
clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Tasneem Akbar, for the kind introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. My name is DTM Ram Kumar Nachupalli. Yes, of course, I'm DTM. I'm your debate moderator today. Welcome to the third debate of Elite Debaters Championship of this season. Today's debate is between affirmative team, debate musketeers, and negative team, elite gladiators, over the much talked about topic of modern days. Both the teams are ready for the battle of the debate to convince you on their side. Before we begin, let me lay down the rules for debate. Rule number 1. Today's debate will be conducted based on Toastmasters International format, and there will be 3 debaters on both sides. There will be constructive speeches, cross-examinations, and summaries from each side. Debaters shall demonstrate respect for each other while putting forward their arguments. Heckling and disruptions are not allowed. Judge's decision is final. Our timers for today's debate are DTM Alan Paul and DTM Pramukh Bose. Let me read the timing rules. The team captain opening speeches will be for 5 minutes. The green light will be shown at 4 minutes 30 seconds. The yellow light will be shown at 4 minutes 40 seconds. And the red light will be shown at 4 minutes 50 seconds. The speaker's microphone will be muted at 5 minutes. The cross-examination part will be for 2 minutes. Green light will be shown at 1 minute 30 seconds. The yellow light will be shown at 1 minute 40 seconds. And the red light will be shown at 1 minute 50 seconds. The speaker's microphone will be muted at 2 minutes. Speeches by the second and third speakers, as well as summary by captains, will be for 4 minutes. The green light will be shown at 3:30, 3 minutes 30 seconds. The yellow light will be shown at 3 minutes 40 seconds, and the red light will be shown at 3 minutes 50 seconds. The speaker's microphone will be muted at 4 minutes sharp. A 30 seconds time will be given to the judges between each speaker to complete the ballots. 2 minutes breakout session will be allocated for both teams to regroup and discuss before summary speeches. Teams are offered to use the option of breakout rooms, and today both teams opted for breakout rooms. They'll be escorted by host, timer, and the judge to the breakout rooms. Technical moderator shall ask the timer to time 2 minutes once teams joins the breakout room. Mobile phones are not allowed in the breakout rooms. Please note, no mobile phones are allowed into the breakout rooms. Few additional rules to be observed. New material is not allowed during the summary speech. Normally, the moderator has the right to intervene when a speaker gives new material. But to avoid technical glitches on this virtual platform, the moderator will indicate to the judges that there was evidence of new material for them to consider. The decision made by our judges is final. The most important is cross-examination rules. Heckling and disruptions during cross-examinations are not allowed. Debaters shall ask fair questions related to debate. Debaters answering the questions shall not stall the floor and waste time by asking questions again unless it is a rhetorical question or to seek some clarification. Speakers shall speak according to their team sequence, during which we kindly request all debaters and timers to keep your videos on. I repeat, to keep your videos on. Our guests and audience, please keep your mics and videos off. We request our guests and audience to keep their mics and videos off. And remember that disrupting any speaker during the debate is not allowed. If any debater violates the rules, I have the responsibility to interrupt, and I may bring it to the notice of judges, which may attract negative points. Let's meet our debaters today. Affirmative team is Debate Musketeers, represented by Team Captain Toastmaster Suhan Munaf, and second speaker, Distinguished Toastmaster Sangeeta Animolam, and the third speaker, Toastmaster Prince George. Among the negatives team is Elite Gladiators, represented by Team Captain Distinguished Toastmaster Annadatta Murali Manohar. Second speaker, Toastmaster Riza Muhammad. Third speaker, Toastmaster Eno Budo. Wishing all debaters the best of luck. May I ask our Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Wafa Salman, and his team, are you ready? Chief Judge?
Yes, my team is ready. Just I want to announce something, that the affirmative Captain Suhan has got some technical issues, so the video will not be on, and it's okay with me. Only Suhan, his video will not be on because of the technical issues. That's
Thank
my
you for that
announcement. My team is
clarification.
ready. You can start
Thank
the
you.
debate.
Can I
Thank
ask
you for
one doubt?
No,
DTM
Morally.
Wafa?
No,
Yeah.
which timer will be the person? That's what my this thing.
The first timer is announced by
DTM
the
Alan Paul.
Alan.
It's,
Alan is
it's
number 1.
continuously shown as red. That's why.
Okay.
That's because the time is breached.
Okay.
So make sure, moderator, make sure that the timer is clear with all the timings, please. From the beginning, it should be not as any color, okay?
Yes.
You may start the debate. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Judge, DTM Wafa Salman, for the clarity. And now, are our debaters ready? Debaters, are you ready? Are our guests and audience ready? I hope all are ready and excited. Then let the debate begin. I now invite Chief Surgeon at Arms, DTM Ola Rashid, to prepare the first speaker. DTM Ola Rashid.
Yes. Thank you so much, DTM Ram. Suhan.
Yeah. Hi,
Suhan.
Ola.
Hi,
Yes.
how
Hi,
are
Ola.
you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
How are
So
you?
far, so good.
Good?
Yes, I'm fine.
Everything
So far,
is
so
good?
Yeah,
Great. Are you ready?
yes.
Okay, so best of luck. The platform is yours.
Thank you.
And to
Thank you.
remind you, the timer will be DTM Allen, so you can pin him.
Look at him.
Okay?
Okay, I have pinned
You
the
pin
time.
him?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, best of luck.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, DTM Ola. We are ready to go. DTM Ola, the captain of affirmative team, Toastmaster Suhan Munaf. Toastmaster Suhan, you please begin your constructive speech.
Dear worthy opponents and all the wonderful human beings who have deeply cared for your amazing parents from the bottom of your heart. As the amazing affirmative team, we strongly agree with the proposition and firmly believe that elderly parents should stay in old age homes. I would like to state our term definition as follows. Elderly, according to the United Nations Organization, as aging people of 65 years and above. Parents, a person's father and or mother, should, are obliged or likely to stay in their own best interest. Old age homes, defined as retirement home, multi-residence housing, and assisted living facilities. Our team will put forth arguments to prove our case based on following 3 contentions. Number 1, top reasons to move into an old age home, which will be covered by me. The challenges of living with parents under one roof will be covered by my teammate Sangeeta. Point number 3, old age home provisions and security. That will be covered by my teammate Prince. There are many social, financial, physical reasons due to which elderly parents need an old age homes. I love my parents. Such heart-touching words, right? But my dear friends, how can you define love for your parents? Is it by locking them within the 4 walls of your house? Or about providing your parents with all the comforts and the need they're based on their requirement so they can retire peacefully? You will find out. As per the study done by ELK Asia Pacific Journal of Social Sciences, The top reason for elderly parents to move into an old age home in a staggering 35% case is due to the strained relationship with their children, their spouses, and families. So 1 out of 3 people around us have messed up relationship with their parents, so they cannot coexist under one roof. So tell me, where is the love now? Now talking about the second reason, children who cannot afford to take care of their elderly parents, approx 20%. So it's clear 1 out of 5 people around us cannot even afford love. So, and we still want to lock in our elderly parents, right? Now talking about mental well-being, which is the third reason for the elderly parent to move into an old age home, that is loneliness due to their spouse's death, which is 16%. It is clear that staying with their child under one roof there's a possibility where you feel extremely lonely, which leads to depression, and depression leads to suicide. Is that how you measure love? And then there are basic human needs we have to respect. Reasons like personal freedom, spiritual satisfaction, not wanting to stay with married daughter that together amount to about 10% of the cases. How can we deprive an elderly person of these very basic requirements in life? Is that how you measure love? So it is quite evident that where parents retire does not define love, but how they retire and with what level of quality defines true love. Just to summarize, the top 3 for elderly parents to move to an old age home amounting to approx 70% of the cases are due to conflict, loneliness, and affordability, which would not happen if children would take good care of elderly. Unfortunately, they do not. So why trap them? Let them free and retire happily. They gave you all the love when you were growing up. So where is the love now? Over to you, debate moderator.
Okay, I do believe debate moderator, Ram. I do believe he has a technical issue, so would someone to take his place
Ola,
for
I'm
a while?
here, so I'll be,
Okay, Anwar.
yes, thank you, Ola. Debate moderator joins. I'll be taking up the role. We will have 30 seconds for the judges to mark the ballot. Timer, please, not 30 seconds. Ola, you may start preparing the speaker for the cross-examination. Please note both the speakers, A1 and N1.
Okay. So, DTM Marley. DTM
Yes,
Marley.
I'm here.
How are you?
I'm great.
Great. How's everything?
Yes.
Perfect?
Can
Great.
be better now that I'm talking to all of you.
Okay, so Suhan. Suhan.
Yes, Ola, I'm here.
Okay, Suhan, great. So both of you, please don't forget to pin the timer, DTM Allen. And
Okay,
you will
timer,
have it. Okay, so both of you pin the timer and you will have 2 minutes. And DTM Marley, you can start the cross-examination.
I have to go back to the TMOD or it is okay now?
Yes, wait, give me wait. So we will have the cross-examination from N1 speaker, the captain of N negative speaker, Murli Manohar, to do the cross-examination for team captain affirmative, Suhan Munaf. Your timing is 2 minutes. You may start your cross-examination now.
Thank you very much, moderator. Our worthy captain of affirmative team, can you please let me know this Health Asia Social Sciences Survey is from which country and which year?
This is from US, and it is from this year's 2018.
I don't know how far it is true, but anyhow, I appreciate. Mental balance of 16% lonely depression. What happens? This 16% is a big sign against the 84%? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so 16% only you are worried, not about the 84%. You said about the love. I really appreciate. You said basic human needs, personal freedom. Are they available? You said in old age home. Is it not available at home?
Actually, it is available, but it's only saying that what I see is that the children there, they're not providing that
Thank
to
you.
these
I
elderly
got your
people.
answer. I got your answer. You said that they give all the love when you grow. So is it not your duty mandatory to give to them when they grow old? Yes or no?
That is what I'm saying. It is a duty, but it is that those 20% of the kids, they're not really
Thank you. I
letting to
got
do
you.
that.
I got you. I got you. You said you are deeply concerned with the parents. Your concern is putting them into a old age. Is that the concern?
It's actually not the concern to put them into an old age unless the children take care of them very properly
So
without
it is your
any
duty.
burden.
Okay, thank you. And locking between the four walls is old age home is a freedom. They are in a jungle.
No, it's old age home is in a very old place where they can breathe freely, but in home it's not like that. I hope I answered your question.
No, you have answered the question, but not the proper.
The cross-examination time is over. We take 15 seconds for the judges to mark their ballot. Chief Surgeon at Arms, can you start preparing the N1 speaker?
Sure, of course, Toastmaster Sanjita. Toastmaster Sanjita?
No, it is me.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's my mistake. DTM Marley.
How
are you?
video seen? I'm fine.
Good, great. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Perfect. Did you pin the timer, DTM Allen?
I will pin him. Yes.
Yes, please. Okay. So back to you, moderator.
Chief Surgeon at Arms. Now we'll hear from the negative team captain N1, the constructive speech. Your timings are 5 minutes. You may start now.
Chief Judge, fellow Toastmasters, the organizing team, and my worthy opponent, affirmative team. Good evening. Our affirmative team captain said that he is deeply concerned with the parents, and I am hearing for the first time that when you are concerned with the parents, you keep them away. Wow, what a saying, great. And as per the title, the resolution says old age. Normally, the working age is 60 years. After the working age, when they are going to be unemployed, is the time which we call it as a old age. So I disagree for 65. Retirement housing, all those things, and locking in four walls, he considers is the basic need to be given by a child. When the children were growing and were having a problem initial days, the parents supported them. Now, when they grow up, they find that the parents are hindrance to them and they want to send them to the old age. It's something very unusual. And they have given us a quote of some Health Asia with 16% lonely depression, which they found out to be very important than the 84% who are concerned about staying with the family. And the love, they have expressed the love as the basic human needs, but they don't know that love is to discard that love and put them in the personal freedom and in the all the things they said that it is going to be there only in the old age. And old age, parents staying in an old age home is a common phenomenon, they say. But is it desirable? Most elderly people cannot reconcile themselves to the idea of living in old age home. Today, I'm going to be talking about this topic on the negative thing, and I am going to be talking on the moral responsibility. My team members will be talking about happier at home and better care at home. Most elderly people cannot reconcile themselves to the idea of living in old age home. We, the children, want them to live happily in peace and preferably in one place where they have always lived, that is their home. Our worthy opponent may feel that this is the age where there is nothing fundamentally wrong with staying in an old age, but it does offend sensibilities. I'm going to share with you one photo. You can see how a person is taking care of his mother. Believe me, mother and father are the people who gave us a life. Even at this old age, he makes sure that his mother is taken care. Thank you. While living in one's own home is always desirable than an aged parent living in an old age home. An alternative, with advancing age, people, they lose motor functions, performing day-to-day activities become a daunting task, and they feel that old age home can help them with the daily activities. An alternative to this is a dedicated caregiver who can help with the everyday chores around the house. There are two sides of every coin. Let us look at the disadvantages of staying in a old age home. Services cost money. Consequently, old age homes can be expensive. The higher the cost, the better the service. Mostly, elder people are pensioners, or they get money from the children. They don't have a lot of money to spend and for their medical bills and to pay. This is one of the primary challenge. Now, if you feel that you can afford to pay money and keep them in old age, you can keep them at home, because I'm coming to the other point. There is a limited choice in an old age home when it comes to living space and choices in food. Whereas our man said it is a freedom. It is like community living and there is a lack of privacy. It is not the same as living in one's own home. The atmosphere in an old age home is impersonal. Living there does not have that personal dimension to it. This could give rise to emotional problems like depression, because your beloved parents may miss their relatives, children, and grandchildren. Our affirmative team feels there are definite advantages of the elderly living in a old age, but there is no substitute. I say it again, there is no substitute for a full.
Okay, DTM Ram, are you ready to take over your role as a moderator?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you.
Okay, so now the platform is yours.
Appreciate. Thank you. Thank you, DTM Murali, Manohar. Now, may I ask 30 seconds of time for the judges to mark the ballots?
DTM Ram, the time is already done.
Yeah, I cannot see. Thank you. Can you hear? Yeah. Can I request DTM Sangeeta Animolan to cross-examine DTM Murli Manohar? The timing will be 2 minutes.
Okay.
DTM Animolan Sangeeta,
Yes.
can you begin your
I-
cross-examination? Thank you.
Okay.
Just a minute, Ram. I need to check her connectivity and everything. Hello, Toastmaster Sangeeta.
Hello,
How are you?
Toastmaster Ola. I'm good.
How's everything? Good?
Yeah, so far so good.
Great. And DTM Marley?
I am
All
okay.
is good?
Yes.
Great. So it is back to you, moderator.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, for that clarity. DTM Sangeeta Animal, please cross-examine negative team 1, Toastmaster DTM Murli Manohar. You may start now.
Thank you very much, moderator. My worthy opponent, DTM Manohar, I would like to ask you a few questions. In the beginning, when you said the definition of old age, you said those who are unemployed after 60 years. So what are the evidence? From where did you get such statements? Because according to the United Nations, it is above 65 years and 65 years old and above. So where did you get the definition of 60 and above? And they are unemployed.
Okay, I want to tell you this 60 is the common retirement age in most of the countries in the world. I don't know about UN because they have their own reasons.
Well, most according to you, which countries? Because in Singapore, it's 65. So do you consider 60 as old age?
There are countries, there are people working even after 75, but we are talking on a normal vein. Okay, this does not matter 60 or 65. I'm talking about unemployed people where they have to be taken care.
We are talking about old age and not unemployed people. Thank you very much.
I'm talking about old age only.
Okay, my next question, is it desirable? So how do you define desirable? How do you tell that parents are not happy? Just now you made the statement that elderly parents do not consider themselves happy to be in old age home. How do you know that? Do you think that all of them are very happy in their own homes? Do you have any data and any statistics?
For emotions and this type of love, there cannot be any data.
We cannot move around sentiments and emotions when we come to debate. We need data, we need figures.
You cannot show love in a debate. It has to be proven by your affection with your family.
No, you don't have to show the love in debate, but you need to tell, how do you tell that they are not happy in their homes, in the old age homes?
You can see, I have got my own sister in the old age home and I know the problem.
Okay, so your sister doesn't represent all the...
So your... Yeah.
Time is already done, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you. Thank you. May I now request affirmative team 2, DTM Sangeeta Animolan, to give your constructive speech. Your timing would be 4 minutes. Will be displayed 3 minutes 30 seconds green, 3 minutes 40 seconds amber, and 3 minutes 50 seconds would be red, and 4 minutes you will be paused. Please, you may give your constructive speech. DTM Sangeeta Animolam.
Okay, so DTM Sangeeta, how are you again?
Good, Ola.
Right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Did you pin the timer, DTM Allen?
Yes.
You pinned him?
Okay, yes, I did.
Great. Good luck.
All right. Thank you and a very good evening to the respected moderator, fellow Toastmasters, and my worthy opponents. My respected opponent mentioned just now about desires and loves and sentiments, which is interesting, but sadly failed to realize that those elements are just suitable to make into movies. So my worthy opponent, please move on into the reality. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, we need to accept the fact that family interpersonal relationships and structures have changed dramatically over the last 50 years. According to Cowgill in Aging Around the World, 1986, it is clear that the relationship between older people and their grown children varies widely around the world. Things have changed. Recent decades have witnessed the gradual change in traditional family, along with changes in values due to the force of industrialization, urbanization, and modernization. Based on the data collected from the Indian Journal of Palliative Care 2017, World Health Organization estimated that around 50 million elderly live all alone. Ladies and gentlemen, in many cases where elderly are let alone to figure out where to stay, due to all top reasons mentioned by my team captain just now, they do not fit into the category of a home. The government and NGOs have come up with policies and vital measures to ensure that these elderly people who are left alone by their children intentionally or unintentionally to live in a place where all their requirements are met with in old age homes. Now, the golden question. If you're asking me, how about those children who live together with their elderly parents? Is there any necessity to stay in old age homes? Definitely yes. Surprised? Yes, if there is a communication breakdown in a family. Looking at the current lifestyle today, Generation X, Y, or the millennials have drifted apart from the core values of a family structure. Face-to-face interaction started to decrease and totally collapsed in most families due to this tech-savvy generation. I believe that if you, as a child, are unable to communicate with your parents, even just for a few minutes, please don't prison them in your house. In the old age homes, people of the same age group are willing to listen, to talk, and be great companions whenever the elderly parents need them. The old age home is a real home indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, now another critical question. Why old age homes? In the article Criminal Justice, it is estimated that 1 million elderly people are victims of domestic violence every year. 40% of cases occur when adult children victimize their parents. The victimization includes psychological, physical, and financial abuse. Studies indicate that 40% of adult children scream at the parent to gain authority. Physical restraint, 6%, over-medication, 6%, threats of physical force, 4%, and actual hitting, 3%. My worthy opponents, do I need to say more? Are you living in denial that these things do happen? Touch your heart and tell me, don't you feel hurt when your own flesh and blood scream at you, deny your freedom, snatch your pension money, use you just because they think that they have the birthright? My worthy opponents and fellow Toastmasters, let me be clear. No child has any right under any law to abandon or abuse their elderly parents. Let the elderly parents be in a place where they really feel loved, secure, valued, and given full freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, where else that can be if not the old age homes? Over to you, debate moderator.
Thank you, DTM Sangeeta Animolan. "30 seconds of time for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for the Sergeant-at-Arms to prepare the next speaker." Thank you.
Okay, the time is up. Toastmaster
I request Sergeant-at-Arms to prepare the next speaker. Thank you.
Toastmaster Riza Muhammad. Would you open your mic, please? How are you?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm doing good, thank you.
How is everything? Great?
Great.
Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Did you pin the timer, DTM Alan?
Yes. Yes.
Great, perfect. And hopefully that Toastmaster Sangeeta also is ready. So would you please open your mic? Okay, perfect. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you. Toastmaster Riza, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Can you, yes. Can you cross-examine affirmative to DTM Sangeeta Animolam?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Sangeeta, your captain mentioned that most of the 35% of the people who live in old age homes are people who have strained relationships. Do you think it's a problem? Yes or no?
Strained relationships, yes.
Yeah, 35. It is a problem. So instead of solving the problem, are you trying to escape the problem?
No one is trying to escape the problem. See, they do have problems. That is why they go to old age homes. So what are the problems?
You need to be able
already
to
mentioned by my captain.
Fix the problem, not throw them into an old age home.
Nobody is
That's
throwing
my
them.
first point.
Opponent, my dear opponent.
My second question is this. Now, your captain mentioned depression leads to suicide. So do you think the cases of depression are higher in old age homes or in normal homes?
Well, it happens anywhere. You don't have specific details.
It doesn't happen everywhere. I will give you the answer.
It does happen at homes.
Depression, 40% of old age residents are depressed. That's as per a survey. I have a survey from American Geriatric Society from 2017. And
well, different cultures have different types of handling these, but from what I know, most of them do not have depression or suicide in old age homes. They are happy. We have luxury old age homes. I think you know about that.
That is a fallacy that you're having, and you're not answering my question.
Thank you.
Now, my last point is this.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Now, Surgery Terms, can you confirm the next speaker? Negative
sure.
Team 2 is ready.
So, Toastmaster Riza Muhammad, would you open the mic, please?
Okay.
Great. So, how are you again?
Good, thank you.
Great, and I do believe you still pinning the timer.
Yeah.
Perfect. So back to you, moderator.
Thank you, Chief Surgery Term. May I request negative team speaker 2, Toastmaster Riza Muhammad, to give his constructive speech. Your timing would be 4 minutes. 4 minutes, 30 seconds green. 3 minutes, 40 seconds would be hello. And 3 minutes, 50 seconds would be red. At 4 minutes, you will be paused. Toastmaster Riza Muhammad, you can start your constructive speech. Thank you.
Fellow Toastmasters and my worthy opponent, I will be speaking against the motion with my contention being parents are happier at home. The first point that I would like to make is people lose independence in old age homes. Parents. Self-sufficiency and freedom are two aspects that everybody loves. As individuals age, the loss of freedom turns into a terrifying reality. the fear that other individuals may control your life and make choices for you is why parents fear moving under assisted living, as they think that their life and decisions will be controlled by the old age home authority. And elderly parents have several other fears. Fear that they will not be given adequate medical facilities in old age homes. This becomes a major issue of concern, that caregivers will be reluctant in treating them well. The possibility of turning into a defenseless elderly person is one thing that scares them the most. They also fear that they will not be able to meet their children and close friends at regular intervals. They will not have their choice of food and will be restricted by old age home authority. According to a survey from American Association of Retired Persons, approximately 90% of seniors over the age of 65 want to stay in their current homes for as long as possible. So when 90% of elder seniors want to stay in their old age home, in their own homes, why are you forcing them to go into an old age home? The second point I would like to make is depression-related problems in old age homes. Our opponent mentioned that there will be no depression in old age homes. The World Health Organization recently declared depression as the leading cause of illness and disability in the world. Those who work in the medical field will not be surprised to hear that the majority of nursing home, old age home residents struggle with some form of depression. The rate of depression in nursing facilities is much higher than in the general population, because these residents are simultaneously experiencing so many issues, including medical problems, disability, disconnection from home and community, and uncertainty about their futures. They may also have difficulties adjusting to their loss of independence and routine. These factors all increase their risk of depression. According to the American Geriatrics Society, approximately 40% of nursing home residents suffer from depression, much higher than the normal population. These depressions are ranging from mild to chronic. Despite its prevalence, depression often remains undetected among old age home residents. There are several reasons for this. People living in old age homes, elderly parents, usually have complex care needs, making the identification of depression very difficult, as the emotional symptoms become confused with those of other conditions. Further, caregivers often lack the training to detect symptoms of depression. For the reasons listed above, we strongly feel that in a vast majority of cases.
Thank you. Toastmaster Riza Muhammad. 30 seconds of time for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for the Sergeant-at-Arms to prepare the next speaker, please.
Okay. Toastmaster Prince. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening, Ola. I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. Okay. Did you pen the timer? DTM Alan Paul?
Yes.
Okay, great. And Toastmaster Muhammad Reza, would you unmute yourself? And please make sure that you are visible in the camera, not only your, like at least part of your body. Yes, that would be great. So back to you, moderator.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request affirmative team speaker 3 to cross-examine Toastmaster Riza Muhammad. Toastmaster Prince George. Toastmaster Prince George, please cross-examine Toastmaster Riza Muhammad. Thank you.
Thank you, moderator. Dear worthy opponent, a quick question. Please answer me in a yes or no. Your team has defined elderly person as someone who's 60 and unemployed. So my question to you is, if my parents are employed, you don't consider them under being elderly?
I think this question has been answered. I think we can move on to other questions.
No, I would like to hear from you. Could you please answer this? If is this, would you define as this as elderly or not as elderly if an elder person is working?
60 or 65 is elderly.
No, I'm talking about unemployed.
Yes.
You're defining as unemployed. So you mean to say that someone who's 60 and above and employed, he does not need help. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's not, we are trying to say the age was.
Okay, I've got your answer. Thank you so much. Next question.
Defined as per
you mentioned your team has spoken about a dedicated caregiver. Do you have any statistic to prove to me that this is cheaper than taking care of an elderly person in an old age home? Can you please give me a statistic if you have some?
See, a lot of places there
do you
will
have a
not
statistic,
be an
yes or
option
no?
for a caregiver as well.
Okay, I've got the answer. Thank you. My next question, your team member gave an option or rather representation saying of a sister as an example. Do you think that represents a larger society of people who need old age home help? Please answer me in a yes or no. Do you think that that represents the entire society?
Prince, you are not asking about my part of the
Yeah,
speech.
I'm
at
allowed
all.
to ask you for the rest of your team, just for your information. My next question
sure.
to you, you spoke about lack of privacy. Your team spoke about lack of privacy in an old age home. Can you confirm to me that this option is not available of having individual rooms for old age people? Can you confirm to me in a yes or a no?
It is highly subjective. In a lot of countries,
So it's available.
It is not
so it's
available.
available.
In a,
Great. I got
no.
your answer. I got your answer.
No.
So my next question to you is, you spoke about
Thank you.
relatives and friends.
Thank you. May I request Surgery Toms to prepare the next speaker? Can you confirm me, please?
Sure, of course. So just Toastmaster Muhammad Riza, if you can mute yourself. Toastmaster Prince George. Hopefully you are ready for your constructor speech. All is good?
All well. Yes, I can start off.
Perfect. So back to you, moderator.
Thank you, Surgery Toms. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the affirmative team 3, Toastmaster Prince George. Toastmaster Prince, you please begin your constructive speech. Your timing is 4 minutes. Toastmaster Prince.
Respected debate moderator and my dear friends, my worthy opponents define elderly people as someone who is unemployed. I don't know in what dictionary that exists, but as per me or as per the team, any elderly person above 60 or 65, even if we agree with their definition of 60, still needs help and is still an elderly parent. Second point, my team members, my opponents did not have any fact to prove that a dedicated caregiver in a home is a cheaper option than taking care in an old age home, so their argument is invalid. Third point, my opponents gave an example of their sister, which, with due respect, does not represent the entire old age facilities and what people who are old require. So it's just an invalid argument completely. Lack of privacy. Let me inform my opponents that there are options of having individual rooms for elderly people in a lot of places. So they need to do their research right to come to facts like that. They also spoke about relatives and friends not being able to meet them, the fear of that. I disagree with that because there are enough and more places where relatives and friends are allowed to come and meet elderly people in old age homes. So this is an invalid argument as well. Now, what exactly is an old age home? Contrary to the negative sentiment that my worthy opponents have been trying to represent here, I would like everyone to know that an old age home is an extremely amazing and a positive atmosphere place where old people stay together in harmony. The basic requirements such as food, bed, bathroom, medication management, emergency call button, access to nurses and doctors, TV, newspaper, telephone, internet, everything is provided at old age homes. There is medical support available. No matter what the medical condition, disability, or aging issues are, there is care available for most medical specialties. There are on-site facilities of oxygen therapy, nebulizers, tests, etc., which are all available on-site. There are rehabilitation services available. So a team comprising of psychologists and physiotherapists and other allied health service professionals are there. They take care of pain management, strength training, stress management, flexibility training, etc. And about housekeeping services, around the clock housekeeping facilities, they keep these facilities clean and sanitized at all times. This is what the old age people require. Now talking about leisure activities, now to keep the brain and body healthy and vital socially, they have group activities and outings, a lifestyle activities manager, options to watch a TV, playing board games like chess, carom, cards, exercise, yoga, medication, learning new skills training, visiting speakers for and entertainment, pets, exercise and walking classes, library, movie library, computers for those who can still use them, senior video phones for seeing children and grandchildren. What else do you need? All the facilities that any person who's retiring are all available in an old age home. Now talking about something very critical about the safety and security of an old age person. Old age homes are constantly under CCTV surveillance with security features for safety and security of residents, staff, and visitors. As per a study done by ncrb.gov.in in India regarding elderly citizens in 2014, you will be startled to know that 1,142 elderly people were murdered during 2014. 1,418 cases of attempt to murder and grievous injury, 2,751 cases of robbery and cheating alone. And these are just the registered cases. We all know what the real picture is. And all these are away from the safety of old age homes. Just to summarize, old age homes have all the provisions that the elderly need to retire happily and with dignity. To top it all, it is a much safer environment that from the evil world outside. Hence, elderly parents should stay in old.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Prince George. 30 seconds of time for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for the surgery terms to prepare the next speaker, negative team speaker number 3, Elite Gladiators.
Okay, so Toastmaster Inu.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Great, perfect. Are you ready?
I am born ready, yes.
Okay, great. And Toastmaster Prince, are you ready? Would you open your mic? And I would like to remind both of you to pin the timer DTM Alan Paul. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you, surgery terms Ulla. Now I request negative team, Toastmaster Ino Budo, to ask, to cross-examine affirmative team, Toastmaster Prince George. Toastmaster Ino, please start your cross-examine.
Dear debaters and my worthy opponents, good evening. Prince, I have a lot of questions for you, so if you don't mind, yes or no. So you spoke about safety and security, about research done in India in 2014. Do you think this represents the world? Yes or
even
no?
Even your team came up with statistics for only USA. So it's similar. It's on similar grounds.
Okay, then your captain as well said about the abuse conflicts with their parents in 2018 in United States. And he said more than 35%. Do you think this as well represents the entire world? Our motion is not for a particular country. We are talking in general. Yes or no?
See, both teams are giving statistics relevant to a certain country or region. So the argument is fair for both.
Okay, thank you.
It's same from your team as well.
Your team member, Prince, spoke about the survey done in 1986. Now, do you think this can apply to the present or to the future? Yes or no? 1986.
I don't think it was 1986. I think you probably heard it wrong. There is no statistic of 1986 that has been provided by the team.
Okay. I think that was the date. Anyway, another motion presented from your team was about an article of criminal justice. She didn't provide the year of the survey or the country done. Do you have that information?
No, I don't have that information. Sorry.
Okay, that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. May I request Sergeant at Arms to prepare for the next speaker, negative team?
Of course. Thank you so much, moderator. So, Toastmaster Inu.
Yes, I just need to share my screen and then I will.
Sure, of course. Take your time.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. And you already pinned the timer, DTM Alan Paul.
Just 1 second, I didn't pin him.
Yes, please.
Yes.
So are you ready? Toastmaster Inu? All is good?
All is good.
Perfect. So back to you, moderator.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the negative team speaker, Elite Gladiators, Toastmaster Ino Budo. Toastmaster Ino Budo, you please begin your constructive speech. Toastmaster Ino, thank you.
Yes. Dear debaters and my worthy opponents, the arguments of the affirmative team are all related to the past. They fail to talk about the present or the future. Now, let's imagine if 1 year ago you were listening to this debate with all these features and benefits of older age homes. And then you went home and you sold this idea to your parents because as we know, in the end of the day, nobody wants to stay there. Let's see what happened at this present moment. As you all know, we are facing the coronavirus. And as per The Economist, this pandemic has shown the urgency to reform the elderly care houses. In most of the countries, majority of these deaths are coming from these places. Now, as you can see from the chart, it shows the number of deaths as a percentage of the total deaths in the country. If you can see here, we have Canada with more than 80% of the deaths coming from the elderly old homes. And then we have European countries like Belgium, France, with a percentage of 50% of these deaths coming from these homes. Now, the problem is not only that the age of these people makes them vulnerable to the virus, but only their living arrangements created opportunities for the virus to spread. So all these features and benefits that the affirmative team tried to put forward tonight, actually they showed to be failed because the hygienic and everything caused a disaster on the older age houses. I'm showing you here some articles from the newspapers all around the world, and they are talking about the disaster that has happened in the older age homes. Another thing I want to talk is about elder abuse. Now, this is a major topic as well, and elder abuse can lead to serious physical injuries and long-term psychological consequences. Around 1 in 6 people, 60 years and older, experience some form of abuse in these community settings. And high rates we have in institutions such as nursing homes and long-term care facilities, with 2 in 3 staff reporting that they've committed some kind of abuse in the past year. So imagine, actually the staff is saying that they've abused elderly parents. Now, we have a study which is done not in one country as the affirmative team, in 28 countries, which estimated that 60% of these people were to some form of abuse in old age houses. Now, the challenge here is that only 1 in 24 cases is reported because old people are afraid to report this abuse to their parents, family, or authority. So most probably the ratio is even higher. Now, this argument of elder abuse was brought forward even from the affirmative team, but it was only for one country. And our motion is not only for one country. We are talking about in general. Now, seeing all this data, do you want your parents to be abused or have risk of the coronavirus? Do you want to be abused if your children send you there one day? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, negative team 3, Toastmaster Inobudo. 30 seconds of time for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for the Sergeant-at-Arms to prepare the next speaker from affirmative captain Toastmaster Abdul Munaf. Sergeant-at-Arms,
Okay.
please can you confirm the next speaker is ready?
Yeah, Toastmaster Suhan.
Yes.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great, great. Okay. And Toastmaster Inno, are you
Yes.
ready?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So back to you, and hopefully both of you have pinned the timer, DTM Alan Paul. So back to
Yes.
you, Greater.
Thank you, Sergeant-at-Arms. May I now request affirmative team 1 captain Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Munaf to cross-examine negative team
Okay.
speaker number 3, Toastmaster Suhan. Your timing is 2 minutes.
Thank you so much, debate moderator. All right. Toastmaster Eno,
Yes, good evening.
my question to you is, okay, can you tell me this coronavirus, is this the very old disease or some latest disease that just happened?
Yes, we are talking about the present. And as you know, the world has changed 360 degrees. So whatever has happened in the past cannot happen in the present or in the future.
Yeah, but you're talking about that coronavirus that just has only happened only in the old age home of Canada and in the European countries. Has it not that happened only in the world?
Look,
Yeah, and
the
then also,
correct.
yes.
Look, the majority of the deaths are coming from old age homes. To put it into
Yes, so
numbers,
why
out of
do you, yeah, yes,
6,000
it's yes, it's because that because the old age people are suffering because it's only they're the ones who are having most number of deaths. But you cannot only blame that old age homes are only suffering that because anywhere if you go
only
around the world, there are old
only
people.
1%
They
of
are
the
also
people.
suffering, not only in the old age
Let me
homes.
answer you.
There are
Let me
other
answer
places
you.
outside.
Yeah, but let me answer to you because you asked me a question. As I said, it's not only because of their age, it's because of their living arrangements. And you have to know that only 1% of the old people live in these elderly houses, which means that if there were majority of cases, you would have the data outside.
All right. Okay. My next question to you is talking about the elderly abuse, and you have mentioned in your slide that most of 1 out of 6 people get abused within the community, but you are not mentioned exactly about the old age home there.
No, this data is about elderly houses. Maybe you didn't put it in the slide. We are talking here about elderly houses. So this data is related. And actually it's updated, it's of 2020 in comparison to yours, which is 2080, and it's only for United States. Mine is for the entire.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Munaf and Toastmaster Eno Budo. Thank you. Your time is up. Now, I would like to request Chief Surgeon-at-Arm to prepare our affirmative team captain for a summary of his speech.
Sure.
I
Thank
think
you so
we
much.
need.
Yes, Suhan.
I said we need to go to the breakout room for.
Okay. May I request the timer to set 2 minutes timing to enter into the breakout rooms for the two captains, affirmative team and negative team.
Moderator, I would like to make a note. Timer, please hold on. We are moving the participants. Once the hold confirms, you can start the timing.
Thank you, moderator.
Moderator, please let me know when to start the timing.
Moderator, please let us know when to start the timing for the timer.
Just hold on. We need one more speaker to move to the room. Timer, you may start the timing now.
Timer, please start the timing. Thank you. Thank you. Time is up. May I request Chief Surgeon-at-Arm to prepare Debate
Sure,
Musketeers
of course.
affirmative team captain Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Munaf.
Of course. Thank you so much, moderator. Toastmaster Suhan.
Yes.
Oh, how are you again?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good.
Great. Did you pin the timer, DTM Alan?
Yes.
Okay, great. Best luck for you, and back to the moderator.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the captain of affirmative team, Debate Musketeers, Toastmaster Suhan Munaf, to deliver his summary of his speech today. Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Munaf.
Dear parents, respecting audience, and my worthy opponents, I would like to say that they have been being dramatic and they're trying to misguide the audience, saying that the old age home is not fit for the elderly people because of so and so reasons. But we did have a fact to prove that yes, it is safe for them. Now coming to the point where they said that the cost of living, the cost of staying in the old age home is much higher than the dedicated caregiver, where my teammate has really proved that that it is less, and but the opponent was little they failed to prove that. And when we're talking about the abuse, they mentioned that 1 out of 6 people get abused within the community, whereas 40% of the elderly people within the house, which is within the 4 walls, they're completely abused by their children. So now you tell me which figure is big, 40% or the 16%? Our team has proved today with statistics that there are social, financial, physical reasons due to which elderly parents need old age homes to retire with dignity and peace, the way they want to, without being governed by their old children or families. If 35% cases want to move into an old age home due to strained relationship with children, their spouses, and families, and 20% want to move due to children's unaffordability and or unavailability, why do we aspire to trap those elderly parents in the so-called home? Even after staying with children, if 16% cases want to move into an old age home due to loneliness, isn't it something really wrong? As a team, we have proved that family interpersonal relationship and structures have changed dramatically over the last 50 years now. The face-to-face interaction started to decrease and totally collapse in most families. So we all know how left out the elderly parents feel with this tech-savvy generation. 1 million elderly people are victims of domestic violence every year. 40% of cases occur when adult children victimize their parents. The victimization includes physiological, physical, and financial abuse. We see elderly parents being burgled and murdered at home. To top it all, what's wrong with old age home? It has all the provisions for assisted living like medical care, food, companionship, spirituality, leisure activities, and many other needs that the elderly want. So why to trap them? Let them free to retire happily. They give you all the love when you were growing up. Where is the love now? So here my worthy opponents has failed to convince us. Otherwise, we firmly believe that elderly parents should stay at old age homes. Over.
Thank you. Thank you, affirmative team, Debate Musketeers, team captain, Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Munaf, for that brief summary. 30 seconds of time for the judges to mark the ballots. Please mark 30 seconds of time for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for the Sergeant-at-Arms to prepare the next negative team captain for his summary speech. Chief Sergeant-at-Arms, DTM Ola.
Sure. So thank you so much. And DTM Marley, how are you?
Great.
Great. Are you ready?
I'm ever ready.
Okay, and just to remind you, the timer is DTM Alan Paul, so don't forget to pin him.
Okay.
Great, and best of luck for you. So back to you, moderator.
Thank you, Chief Sajanita. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the captain of negative team, Annadatta Murali Manohar, to deliver his summary of speech. Annadatta Murali Manohar.
Thank you. I really would like to appreciate our opponents. They were having a very good point, only one point, whether it is 60 or 65. However, let me help you our situation. Our opponents focused on the unemployment of old age people rather than the crux of the issue that old age people should not be put in the old age home. Let's say it openly. Putting your parents at the old age home, it is not that people do it for the best of them. It is to get rid of them because they need care and attention. Remember, when we needed care and attention while we were young, they did not send us to an orphanage. Did they? The opposition team talked about the feature and benefits of the old age home. What they missed to talk is what our parents want. When they are old, living the rest of their days is not about how much longer they are going to live, 97, 98, 99, or how luxurious the place is going to be, etc. For them, is about spending the rest of their life with the people they love most, their children, grandchildren, and living in a place which they feel is their home. Past data and one country, and we have all given for the country. Their data are outdated. We are talking about the world. Children are not equal to the facilities. Do you think that all the facilities provided by the old age home cannot be provided at home? Whatever facilities they have, but no one can substitute or provide the same love and bondage for each other, parents and children. Do you think with all the facilities provided by old age home, it would replace a home? Do you think that all the facilities provided by old age home cannot be provided at home? Do you like to see us in old age home later? Friends, with the data given by our team and the reasons cited, I strongly oppose the motion. Let me tell you, keeping our parents with us at home is 1,000 times better than having them in an old age home. Our team strongly believes this against the motion, and we are for parents to be with us at home. Thank you.
Thank you, negative team captain, elite gladiators, Annadatta Murali Manohar. 30 seconds of time for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate of 30 seconds, please.
Moderator, you may conclude. The judges have confirmed they will mark the ballot.
Thank you.
Ram, you may please conclude.
Thank you. Thank you. We come to the end of debate 3. What an amazing debate, having in congregation with the two teams, debate musketeers and elite gladiators. Before I hand over to the master of ceremony, thank you for the honor. Thank you for giving me the opportunity as a debate moderator. I had a privilege and I enjoyed listening to all the teams, affirmative and negative team captains and their teams. I wish you all the best. May the best speaker win tonight. With that, I would now like to hand over to the wonderful MC, Tasneem Akbar. Toastmaster Tasneem Akbar, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Really touchy topic.
Sorry, Tasneem, you were on mute. Can you please start? Thank you.
Okay, sorry. As I said, we had a really emotional roller coaster from swinging from affirmative to negative. Both were amazing. Before further ado, we are just here to welcome and start an educational session. Today, our keynote speaker needs no introduction. A prominent name not only in Toastmaster fraternity, but outside too. He was titled one of the top 10 speakers in the world in 2006, a professional trainer, consultant, and coach helping companies and individuals build better communication, positive culture, and innovative performance. Qualified for Toastmaster International Accredited Speaker Program, founder CEO of YXS Training Solution Company. None other than DTM Muhammad Ali Shukri. Please give a big round of applause to Mr. DTM Muhammad Ali Shukri. Why is it risky to be safe in speaking?
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, and a very good evening to you from Bahrain and to warm and beautiful and loving Kuwait. We are in one district, but I'm also happy to see visitors and guests from all over. Debating. I thought debating takes a different course, but tonight I saw a bit not so comfortable way of debaters. But let me remind you that debaters are not only available in debating meetings and clubs. They are all over actually, but many of them are dormant debaters. They're like those who are silent. They look at you like this. You start your session, your speech, your training, your workshop, and actually among all these faces and behind those looks, you actually have no idea which one is debating you. They might smile. I've seen them a lot, and I didn't discover them until only through the hard way. I've been a corporate trainer for 15 years. And for the past 5 years, at least, I have been doing a lot of work with companies in the Sultanate of Oman. Many of them are industrial companies, and I speak about organizational culture, especially in the realm of health and occupational health and safety, which is quite a challenging thing. And the challenge is not only by the employees following health and safety, but also the managers and supervisors buying into the best practices in spreading culture. So there I was in Oman one day, starting my 3rd batch. This company has tested my trainings through a training center in Oman, of course, for quite a few times. And now they have signed up for 3 batches of safety culture and leadership program, which is a 3-day program for supervisors, managers, and safety advisors. So they assigned me 3 batches, and each batch 3 days. So I did my job with batch number 1, batch number 2, and here I am starting batch number 3, the last batch of the company. And on day 1 in Crown Plaza, near to Exhibition Center, I started the class with normal introductions. What's your name and why are you here? Sometimes I don't need to make a big activity. It's enough for those level to just go through that. So they, one by one, 15 attendees on 3 big tables. That was enough. I moved to table 2, finished. And now attendee number 11 stands up, such a handsome young man, I said, which supervisor is this? And he introduced himself by saying, I am so and so. I am the HSE, that is Health and Safety and Environment Director for the whole organization. Ouch. And I'm like, what is he doing here? This is the man who signed for the program to be, for all these people, and he is there. He doesn't need that. So have you been there before? You do a program or a training for a certain target group, and then they send someone also, or the GM wants to have a peek there, and you're like, and as if that wasn't enough, he said, the reason I'm here is I already know all this. And he pointed at the slides which had the opening title of safety, culture and leadership principles, blah, blah, blah. He pointed before going through the program, actually, 3 days workshop, he says, I already know all that. Oh my God. I already know all that, but I'm here because I heard about Muhammad Shukri. There were other batches before. I heard about Muhammad Shukri, and I wanted to see what you are delivering. So I gulped, and I said, oh my God, this guy is going to be on my chest for the coming 3 days. That was a dormant debater. He knows all this stuff, and he was more qualified than I am, by the way, and a lot younger than me. So where is this going? However, at the end of the 3 days, the last day, we finished the program and we went down to have our last buffet before we say goodbye. And he requested me that, of course, we sit on one long table, and he said, can I have a word with you, Mr. Muhammad? I said, this is it. It's coming. It's coming. Maybe I didn't do a good job, or maybe he wants to teach me a lesson, or etc. So he wanted to, I left and decided to have the dessert with him and not with them, as is the case. And to my surprise, this young, fine gentleman said, Mr. Muhammad, I want to be coached by you. Would you please accept that? And I lost all the words, actually. And he is much more knowledgeable than me, especially practically, because he's running a company, actually, in health and safety. And yet he says, I want to be coached by you. And not only that, we separated, but we kept in touch until today. And he changed his jobs to other oil companies, and he kept introducing me and inviting me to deliver keynotes to his annual events for employees, for contractors, because he believes that I can make a difference through my speaking, as according to him. Now, my question is, how did this happen? How come I deliver a technical program in its entirety? Generally, it's a technical program, which I'm not the only one who delivers, by the way. And yet, he saw me differently, and he was fully bought into it. So I want to share with you today is, how you can stand out as a speaker, as a trainer, as a presenter in every field, including the Toastmasters, but I emphasize on beyond Toastmasters, which is the reason you join Toastmasters for, is not to just excel in Toastmasters. You want to make a difference out of Toastmasters, and you want to do this continuously, and you want to be hired on and on again, because you love speaking and you want to make a difference and you have a message. But how to be differentiated in this very crowded universe, in this very cruel business world? The topics are the same. Everything is the same. So what I did there in Oman is what I used to do before, and what I used to do even after that incident until today. And I teach all my students of public speaking, whether basic levels or advanced levels. And I tell them this: you have to be placed in your presentation. You have to be in your speech. You have to be in your workshop, even if you're teaching Excel program. You cannot separate yourself from what you're doing. And if you do not do that because you want to be safe, not to bring your story or not to bring yourself. Now, I don't mean only stories, by the way. It's a bit larger than just a personal story, which we attach at the beginning of our 7 minutes project speech. No, that's not what I mean. You need to be there in your talk in a way or another with a different dosage, depending on the different environment, which this is not the place to explain how to do it, but I'll give you a hint at the end. So if you do not put yourself in your speech, you run the risk of losing your audience and losing coming opportunities again. And to help me with that, I'm going to explain to you the 7 C's. Okay, I know 7 C's, and behind me there is a C also, of course. I mean the C, okay, not C's, S-E-A. The 7 C's that will help you to understand why is it important to put yourself in every talk that you do, regardless of the field of the audience, young or old, professional or non-public, etc. Okay, whatever talk you do. So number 1, if you have a pen and paper, then there you go. Otherwise, I know this is recorded. Number 1 is connection. When you put yourself in your speech, then you create connection. And you know stories, people connect with stories. And what I do in every talk, every training, even if it's food safety, I deliver food safety as well. I always put myself there in a very unique way. And I create connection. You know, people, they like stories, they connect with you and they see themselves in the story. They say, oh, okay. So this happened to our teacher. Oh, I thought only it happens to us only. That's only one of the ways they will connect with you and be on the same level with you. So bring your story, put yourself there, and show them that it happens to everyone, and they will connect with you in a way or another. So you need that connection. If you don't do that, you run the risk of people not connecting with you, and then you will have to struggle with a big bulk of technical talk or boring motivational speech. Number 2, the second C is credibility. How do they know that you are credible to deliver this speech? I mean, did you send the brochure? Was there a bio attached to your program? I don't care. Or you want to put a slide up there before you start? I have so-and-so MBA, I'm qualified. Forget it. Your credibility has to be manifested in the most powerful way. And it has to be through you, through how you speak about your topic. And it's not just the enthusiasm, but what you say about that. So even in my safety courses, I tell them where I came from, how I saw the accidents in front of my eyes, and how I built the safety culture back in my company, Alba. I was an element in rebuilding the safety culture from scratch, and how I saw everything in front of my eyes, and I was part of it. So in a story mode, of course. And there I built my credibility about what I'm about to talk. If you do not build the credibility, you run the risk of losing your audience. Why should we listen to you? Why should we, just because the slides are fancy and this is the latest program, everyone can get those with a click, you know? Number 3, the third C is cooperation. You can turn people from being debaters or silent debaters to people who cooperate with you. They now are connected to you and they have seen your credibility about that. Now they will cooperate and you will diffuse any defense that might be available in the audience by setting up who you are, why you are doing this, and they will say, okay, this is a person I need to listen to. Okay, I will cooperate with him. Maybe I have some differences, but I will discuss with him. I have found this to be extremely helpful. Run the risk of speaking about you and about yourself at the beginning, and you will have people who cooperate with you. Number 4, courage. The 4th C is courage. Now, remember that if you do not talk about yourself at the beginning, you need to gain extra courage to start with a new audience. Despite the titles that you had, despite the bio that your employer sent to the clients about you, I mean, at the end of the day, the people who will walk in that hotel room, meeting room, they have their doubts and they have their debates. So you need to bring yourself into the speech and be courageous enough to talk about you. If you talk about yourself at the beginning, in a very artful way, by the way, this is not the place to explain how to do it, because just putting a story, throwing a story like this is not the answer, okay? And so you need courage. And when you go into story mode, you will be very encouraged. I was hired by a company, a branding company in Bahrain, to deliver a pitch in Saudi Arabia, Eastern Province. And the reason was they wanted to sell the authorities there, the program, so that they say yes. Authorities, I'm talking about Ministry of Education, the Royal Committee in Jubail, etc. And I do not know them, they do not know me. In a small room, 9 of them were there, decision makers, and I have to deliver a pitch. And I said, I will bring my story at the beginning. And the branding company, the British in charge lady, CEO, she said, no, these are government companies, no stories. I said, ma'am, you hired me and I know how to do my job. So I started the presentation given to me by the branding company with my personal story. And that story was the reason they won the deal. I was told this by the Royal Committee and by the people in that room. And they got thousands of dollars deal for that year, of which I got 1%. Never mind, because I was the trainer also of that product, but never mind. But I learned a huge lesson, which I teach everyone. You will get the courage. You will not be afraid in front of tough audiences to start your talk when you speak about yourself and place yourself right at the beginning. And the 5th C is comparison. Whatever talk you deliver, even especially if it's technical, like customer service, like any topic, even if you rename it, eventually it falls under one of the categories, and there are others who will deliver it, others rather than you. So in what way? They will always, the audiences always, and the clients always compare you to other trainers. You think you are hired now and you're the only one. No, there are others who spoke to this organization before you, and others will come. But you will be the center of comparison, and it better be a good comparison. You will not be compared, in other words. If you put yourself there, they will say, oh, but you know, Ahmed was so different. Ahmed was so different. And actually, they don't know in what way you were different. It's actually because you brought your soul, your story sincerely, by the way, and effectively. Okay? So comparison, all of you trainers and speakers will be subjected to comparison. It's not a so positive environment outside there in the professional speaking arena. It is not. There is no actually round of applause for nothing. And I don't need to be harsh with Toastmasters, but I'm very proud of my environment, but I need to say this to everyone. You need to test yourself out. One of our members in my club in Bahrain, she's a young Bahraini lady, and she's doing very good in the past months. I challenged her to come and teach in my center as a non-Toastmaster for kids. I said, I want you to teach those kids public speaking, basic, what you have learned in the club. She said, okay, Mr. Muhammad, no problem. And after she done her first session today, she said, oh my God, it's really not like the club. It's tough. It is challenging, although they were kids. So I always do this to my students and fellow members. Go outside of your comfort zone to see how much the meeting planners and how much the event hosts really demand of you. This way you will grow. You have to find opportunities to speak outside. I have 2 extra C's. Creativity, number 6. If you put yourself in your speech, always your speech will be creative. Always your workshop will be creative. And you are Toastmasters, you know how to do that. And you know that a boring technical talk or presentation can become very much loving and pleasant when you put yourself there. Finally, number 7, the most important C, copyright. You will run the risk of your program being copied and stolen and counterfeited if you do not put yourself there. I remember once, one of my close friends told me, Mr. Muhammad, do you know that one of your competitors in UAE asked me to attend your Me No Speak English program? I have a program called Me No Speak English. And to get my help as an insider to do this program there in UAE. Imagine, he wants my friend to spy on me, attend my program, and then cooperate with her to do it there. She's my cousin, actually. Didn't know she's my cousin. But of course, he couldn't do it. And until now, no one can do it. Not because it's the best program. No, it's because me, I am scattered all over my program in Me No Speak English. You cannot remove it, you know? Like if you want to remove this, anything from the Chinese noodles, for example, you want to remove the paprika, you want to remove the other vegetables and the chicken and the herbs and just keep the noodles, who will buy that? You know, it's scattered everywhere. You create a copy, and that's how all my programs, I am there. I don't need to, you know, patent my programs, actually. Maybe they will steal the name. It's okay. But the program, they cannot. And your audience will know the difference. So these are the 7 C's. If you do not put yourself in your speech, then you run the risk of losing connection, cooperation, comparison, courage, credibility, creativity, and copyright. Now, I promised you how to do this. Now, my question to you is, before I tell you how to do this, can you answer me this? And by raising hands, I'm going to go to a full mode, or actually, gallery view. Just raise this hand if you agree with what I'm going to ask you. Are you convinced now that you need to put yourself in your speech in order to get all this? Are you convinced with only what I said? Say yes if you are convinced. Okay. Okay. You don't have to say yes. Okay. Good. Quite a good number. So if you are convinced that you have to put yourself so that you get the benefits that I got because of speaking in Oman and overcoming the challenge of a dormant debater and many people who are ready to attack me by just putting myself in this speech, then all you need to do is that was C number 8, convince. So all you need to do is C number 9, copy me. Copy me. Always talk about yourself at the beginning and how this is related. So if I convinced you to put yourself in your speech, how did I do that? I already also put myself in this keynote at the very beginning. with the story of what happened to me truly in Oman. All you need to do is just go and do it. And I leave you with the 10th C. My conclusion. If you can spot yourself in your presentation, talk, speech, workshop, training, whatever, if you can see yourself there, then please do not miss it. Put yourself there, otherwise you run the risk of being like millions and you will be lost in the crowd. If you cannot identify a story now, like many people tell me, but I don't see a story. How can I put a story in a technical course? How can I put myself there? How can I? This is technical course. I'll tell you in Bahraini, Habibi, if you do not see any connection between you and what you are about to talk about, then what on earth are you doing wasting people's time? Go choose another subject. Why teach something you have no place in? Just because you attended a course, you're passionate about it, you got an attendance certificate, next day you are a trainer, do not do that. You know our 4 values, especially integrity in Toastmasters, does not allow us to do this. We only talk about things that we have done, experienced, and been through, and learned from. And if we have done that, then why do we deprive our audience from the pleasure and privilege of listening to a true story? If you are there, then be there. And I'm not doing this as a favor for you as a speaker. I'm doing this as a favor for all audiences who need to listen to credible, authentic speakers who have been there, done that, but also brave enough to talk about it. Thank you, and back to you.
I should say I was in complete awe with the whole speech. It was completely, the connection came in the first half, first few minutes only, when I was just thinking about that silent debater as my students who think that they know everything, but yeah, I should say they are uneducated debaters who are in front of me. It was a pleasure to be with you tonight. Thank you so much, DTM Mohammed Shukri. Thank you so much. Now moving on to the most awaited session, that is the results. And the results will only be known when we call up our chief judge. So please help me welcome our chief judge, DTM Wafa Salman.
Thank you, MC.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. And special good evening to our special guest, Mohammed Shukri. Welcome at our club. Let me not take lots of your time. Results will start. Before the results, I want to say thank you for all the role players that without them, the meeting will not be as successful as it is. And the first role player we have is our Chief Surgeon at Arm, Ola Rashid. Give her a virtual applaud. Thank you, Ola, for the good job that you've done. Tasneem, as an MC and the introduction that you've done, we want to thank you for that job and give you a big round of applause. Thank you, Tasneem. The ballot counters, Abir and Wahid, thank you a lot for helping me in counting the votes, virtual upload. And our timer, the first timer is Alan Paul. Thank you for keeping up the time. And we have a backup time. Yes, he did not do anything today, but he was ready to step in whenever the first timer is out of network or something. Now we have, let me check. Sham, yes, Sham being the host for the debate. Thank you, Sham, for being the host. Noor Muhammad being a co-host. Thank you, Noor Muhammad. Ram Kumar being a great moderator. Thank you a lot. And by that, the role players have been greeted, and I want to thank you all. I want to thank audience for keeping the rules and enjoying the debate. Now, are we ready for the results?
Yes.
We'll start with the team or with the.
I'm sorry, we just missed out a role player. Sorry about that. We had missed out Shiva. I'm sorry from my side. She was a ballot counter.
Yes. And I would see that. Thank you, Shipa. And I would see that Pramod, he was a backup timer, and he should get a certificate because he was ready and alert all the time as well. Even that if we did not use his timing tonight. That's my advice. Thank you for all role players. Now we'll start with the team or with the best debater. What do you think? Okay. So
the winning team.
The winning team. The winning team for tonight is, drum rolls, the affirmative team. Good job, affirmative team, for winning this debate. Well done. Sohan, the captain, Sangeeta, second affirmative, and our Prince, the third affirmative. Thank you, the team. Thanks for the negative team, because I saw that the debate was challenging and both of you did a great job. Congratulations for the affirmative team. Our negative team, Morally, the captain, thank you a lot. The second negative, Muhammad Riza, thank you a lot. And the third affirmative, Ino Budu, thank you a lot. Well done, teams, and congratulations for the affirmative team. Now, the best debater, I will tell you, three were from the three that were having lots of points, and one got it, but it was close with 1 point only difference. And the winner is Prince George, the best debater for tonight. Congratulations, Prince, and well done, team. By that, I announce the results and back to the MC. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Wafa. Now I would like to call upon our President, Toastmaster Anwar Adam. Please, Toastmaster Anwar Adam.
Good evening once again. I truly see that everyone has enjoyed the debate, and it's more than enjoyment. We are all learning together, which is very positive. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our keynote speaker, Muhammad Ali, who took his time. He's a very busy man. He took his time for the elite debaters. As a president, on behalf of all the club members, I thank you, sir, for your time and valuable remarks you made for us today. I also would like to thank Toastmasters and guests who have joined us from all across the world and help us to support our debaters and encourage them to take move to the next step. And finally, before I conclude today's meeting, I would like to apologize to the members because we are slightly behind schedule, but we have taken note of these, and hopefully in the upcoming meetings, we'll catch up the 15 minutes which we have lost. With this, I thank each and everyone, the host, the members who took their roles for the first time, and also the debaters who was debating for the first time. And lastly, just a note to all my guests and all those who are here to support us. We are not doing a showcase of debate. Rather, we are creating the platform for our members to practice and grow. So all the debaters, all the role players, we are all taking the roles for the first time and learning. And this is the platform to learn. So if you are willing to learn and grow, you know which club to join. With this, I will make my closing notes. And before we finally close the meeting, I would appreciate to take at least 3 feedback from guests. First, online, I can see Natalia. Natalia, can you please give your feedback for the meeting tonight?
Dear Toastmasters, dear guests, this debate was outstanding. I appreciate a lot, and I am willing that it will keep on for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We have Leon here. Leon, I believe you're more like a member. I see you in all our meetings. Thank you for coming again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been here in quite some of the meetings. It's last time I think we had something on climate change. So it's I really enjoy your meetings, and it's a really wonderful way. You know, I'm still confused now. Should I really keep my parents at home age or not? It's like, you know, you get so swayed between the right and the left, and there's a center. It's a very good meeting. Yeah, I loved it.
Thank you, Leon. Thank you for your kind words. I'll pick one more guest before I officially close, but all others, please stay with us because we would want to hear from you. I would like to hear Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar, a very supportive Toastmaster. He's been in all the Toastmasters meetings in Kuwait, except for elite debaters. But today we finally have him with us today. Dinesh, we are not able to hear you. Dinesh? I think you are facing an audio issue. No. Okay. Dinesh, can you just log in back? Certainly want to hear from you, and we are not going to close the meeting without hearing from you.
Can you check me now?
Yes, you are audible now, Dinesh, please.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share something. Already I enjoyed the debate, and both sides, they did their very good job. I would like to leave the 2-2 line to both parties. Already decision is made, judgment is made. Once a couple with 10-year son going to a party, leaving his mother to home and say, the mother, I am keeping here something, just cook it and eat it because I am going to eat dinner there. Mother tell son, I don't know how to cook it, how to start the stove. Then tell, okay, nearby one temple is there, just go to and eat there. They were little back, only 2 minutes, and his 10-year son told to parents, father, when I will be young and I will make the house very near to the temple. They surprised, why son? No, because when I will go with my wife to take any party or dinner, then you will not go far away to take the dinner. Then they realized this word and came back to their house. Next slide for the second party. Might be you people seen the one video on the Facebook, it was the very viral, and it was from any Arab country, I think. When the children were coming to the house after school, his mother was waiting there, and behind there was the housemaid. Children was running to come, and mother was happy to hug them, but they straight away go to the maid hand. So this is the 2 lesson for the 2 debaters. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Dinesh. It was nice to have you and nice to hear from you. I see other guests here. Linda is here. TGD District 105, Arvind, Abu Bakr, Said, please all stay back with us. Give us, after we officially close, we would like to hear from you. So just before I close, let me give the surprise out. And before the surprise, let me check. Do we all know when is our next meeting? When is our next meeting? Debate meeting is on 22nd August. And which both teams are going against?
Mosquitoes.
And
Thinker.
Ooh. Well, during 22nd August, the surprise what we have for is, we won't have a keynote speaker, but we will have District 20 in-house, which means the District 20 members or the ExCom are going to be part of our meeting. The CGD, the PQD, and the District PR would be giving the District Award briefing to our members, where the members will directly hear from them, and then good luck to you. You all are going to participate in all the District Awards because we want all our elite debaters to win big. With this said, I would now thank each and everyone once again and officially close today's meeting. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.